What is up everyone, it's CMG here. So, the year is 2022. It is now a brand spanking new year. You know, they always say to leave previous years in the past and always move forwards. So, how about we leave what was unanimously an awful year for Overwatch, and for Blizzard for that matter, because of clearly obvious and infamous reasons, that being 2021, and look to the future because, well, it's the only way we're headed, right? You know, the only way is up, as they say. So, what do I wish to chat about in my first Overwatch video of 2022? Well, I'd like to start off with one major thing about the game that gets us, the Overwatch community, not only talking a lot, but also hyped at the same time. And that is, of course, new heroes. Now, before I go ahead and start the video, I'd just like to remind you all once again, if you like this idea for a video and you want to see more like this in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. For those of you that have done it already, thank you, and I highly appreciate you. So just to get everyone up to speed in case there are people who need reminding of the situation, the last hero we got in Overwatch was back in April 2020 when Ekko was first announced. Now, Ekko was a character that was first seen in the animated short with Ashe and Cassidy during BlizzCon of 2018, but she was not officially a hero until a year later. After Ekko's addition to Overwatch, the game's then director Jeff Kaplan announced that no more heroes would be added to the game going forward because the devs wanted to prioritize development for Overwatch 2. For the next 2 years or so, as a result of this, we would get the absolute bare minimum of content being added to the game, and if you know the gaming industry well enough, you should understand doing this is not ideal when you think that there are other games getting released, being made, you know, making a name for themselves, or currently existing games that are offering 10 times more content than Overwatch. Honestly, there has been barely enough content to tide us over before the supposed release of Overwatch 2. We've gotten a couple of small deathmatch maps in Kanazaka and Malevento. We've gotten a cross-play announcement, and of course we had that name change from McCree to Cassidy, courtesy of Activision Blizzard's infamous lawsuit regarding the horrific mistreatment of female employees within the company, which resulted in a whole host of people walking out in protest. So anyway, today I thought I would share with you briefly, in no particular order, 5 future heroes that I would like to see in Overwatch 2. So I'd like to start with what would seem to be a standout character release, and the only one that we know is planned for Overwatch 2 because we've already seen live actual gameplay footage from the behind the scenes of Overwatch 2 segment from a year ago from BlizzCon Line, I believe. And that hero, of course, is Sojourn. So from the gameplay we've seen, Sojourn looks pretty much like a DPS hero with a railgun type weapon that can either shoot as a regular assault rifle similar to Soldier 76, or it can perhaps charge out a burst of energy, dealing out a lot of damage. It looks like she'll have some sliding mechanic where she'll be able to move quicker into position or get back into a fight quicker after dying. It also looks like one of her arms is an actual weapon itself, as it's most likely used to perhaps power a gun to great effect, but you know, we won't know for sure what it does unless we see a bit more footage than what we've seen so far. We've known Sojourn to be a character in Overwatch as far as the Storm Rising story mission from the Archive event when that first came out, as she was only given a set of voice lines that you hear during that mission. This hero is definitely hyped up to be an addition to Overwatch 2 though, and I can't wait to see more very soon. Another hero that I really want to see for Overwatch 2 is the Junker Queen. Now, she seems to be the head of the state that is Junkertown. You see quite a lot of her equipment and of course her face on billboards throughout the entire map, and she speaks a few voice lines as you successfully push the payload into the checkpoints, but not a lot has been shown of the Junker Queen. Maybe Junker Queen will be given a whole different name entirely, but there are a lot of us who wonder if she will ever be included as a hero in Overwatch, or in Overwatch 2. Funnily enough though, there is indeed a leak that would suggest this is definitely the case. As you can see this screenshot here from the behind the scenes segment where you can actually see what looks like a small hatchet and a pair of arms being shown. Now, what the Junker Queen will do in the game is anyone's guess, but my guess is probably a beefy melee DPS, but a lot less mobile and stays on the ground most of the time, as opposed to someone like Doomfist, who, you know, flies all over the place using his rocket fist to get around and that sort of thing. There's a lot of hope for the Junker Queen, and I really hope we get to see her in Overwatch 2, most certainly. Another character I would like to see fleshed out more in Overwatch 2 is Mulga. Now, Mulga has somewhat of an unfortunate history during his existence in Overwatch lore. We first hear of him in Baptiste's short story titled What You Left Behind, with the story showcasing Mulga to be somewhat of an anti-hero to Baptiste despite working with him throughout a mission. It turns out that Mulga has some differences of opinion to Baptiste and seems to somewhat go off on a different path, seemingly to go and work for Talon perhaps, an organisation that Baptiste himself worked for regrettably before joining the Overwatch organisation. Mulga was going to be a hero added to the game were it not for the fact that Blizzard had abilities for him that didn't match his demeanour, so at the last minute, Blizzard decided to create a new hero from scratch, which later turned out to be Sigma. I mean, Mulga may have been a lost cause for Overwatch 1, but it would certainly be a treat to see what he's like in Overwatch 2. We then have another hero that has some subtle hints towards their appearance. Nobody knows the exact name of this hero, but for now, the Overwatch community and myself are all referring to her as the Kanazaka Fox Girl. This supposed hero has some areas of the Kanazaka deathmatch map we received at the beginning of last year that gives us some idea as to who this mysterious lady might be. What we are very much aware of is that she could have some deep connection with the Shimada clan, so both Hanzo and Genji might know her quite well in that regard. There's not much else to go on with this hero, just that if you look around Kanazaka as a map, you can witness some of the ideas as to who she is simply by taking a look at all the clues. So you can have a look at all the fox statues, you can have a look at the massive graffiti on the wall that gives us some ideas. And there's this little small location here underneath the bridge of the Kanazaka house where there are some sort of like fireflies going around. So there's some interest there, most certainly. Finally, something that's been floating around for a while are all of the members of the Mecha Squad. So Diva is a member of this organisation alongside 4 other pilots, codenames Casino, Demon, King, and Overlord. There's a possibility that these characters could all get put into the tank class, most probably, or they could even get scattered across other roles, some in support and some in the DPS role perhaps. In lore terms, the Mecha Squad is an organisation and a mobile force of the Korean army that are sworn to protect its nation from null sector units. Hopefully, some of these characters will be added to Overwatch 2 and their lore will be a lot more fleshed out as the game progresses and we manage to see a few more animated shorts in the near future. Anyway, those are my 5 picks. There are some honourable mentions. These include Maximilian, seemingly the leader of Talon, and he'd end up being the second Omnic hero to be added to the lineup alongside Zenyatta. And then finally we've got another Omnic presence, this guy right here. I mean, who is this guy? Like, is he a tank guy? What is his connection with Doomfist? We have no idea. We just need to find out in the upcoming days. So yeah, anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to in terms of heroes. What are you looking forward to the most going into 2022 and with Overwatch? Let's hope that we get something. I mean, you know, we can't really be living under huge scrutiny like this, you know, when there's hardly any content being pushed out, because in 2021 and mostly in 2020 we didn't really get that much. If we go into 2022 and there's still no content for this game, I think we need to start really questioning the idea of this being a game in the future. Let's just be honest with you on that. Anyway, remember chaps, if you like this idea for a video and you want to see more like this in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. For those of you that want to be social on the social medias, you can go and check me out on my Twitter account, and also there's my Discord server. Thank you very much for stopping by, chaps. Have a great day. Have a great life. Be nice to your fellow gamers, because we are all human beings. I have been CMG. Gosh, I really hope Overwatch does well in 2022. I really hope. We can all hope. Until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you later. Peace!